Hello, brothers and sisters. This is Sister Angelina here. Angelina Peters from Tabernacle Congregation Apostolic Global Ministries. And today we are going to talk a topic for today is what are those points that we need to look into before we say yes to a proposal. Now, whatever I'm saying is applicable for both boys, both bride and groom. Okay, so please listen to carefully. And this is my experience, which I know because I've been the eldest in my family, and I being from a background wherein my entire family nobody was from IT, and nobody was so well educated. I was the first postgraduate of computer science in our family. I was the first bachelor of science in our family. So, and plus, as I am from Pune, so the time when I was young, when I was 24 or 21 to 24, in those period in Pune, we hardly had any boys who were well educated. Plus, from the church where I belong to, I come from RC background, and from the church where I belong to, the boys didn't even pass 10th standard. Forget about be, completing their education or becoming a postgraduate. And when I was working in IT company, and we are South Indian, so even though we were not getting well educated grooms here, but there were good grooms in South. But then they were asking caste, and even though we are Christians, they were asking caste, subsect, and this really put me off because when you're Christian, they should not be asking you belong to which caste before becoming a Christian, because that is irrelevant now. After you having accepted Jesus as the Lord and Savior, then why do we need to know which community we come from? We are a new creation in Christ, right? So then, second, I was not interested in going to South because the climate did not suit me. Even in Pune, the climate would be Pune kind of climate of the summer of Pune would also not suit me. So because it didn't suit me, I did not want to go south. So south was out of question. I had no relatives. My father's side, hardly anybody was there left. So you can understand my plight. There's nobody to look for us. And my mother being from a government sector, hardly she had anybody to any proposals for me. And neither I wanted to trouble her because she could not have searched any room for me. And the room which she brought me for me was the government employees, a clerk, and all that stuff, which I was really not interested in. When I was well placed, we're talking about this. All this is of 2004, 2003. We're talking about those periods. And it's now 20 years down the line, and still the situation has not changed any bit. I still see that the grooms are still not well educated. When I was seeing the Christian matrimonial group, there were very few who were well placed, and those well placed guys are not going to come there, right? Rather, they are all on Shadi.com and matrimonial sites, and maybe, but still, the situation is still same. So let's not discuss that. But what I want to say is, I am a good candidate to talk on this topic because I know the ins and out of how men speak with girls, because I have such bad experience. And even though when I got married from Shadi.com website. The profile was of my husband was from Shadi.com only. But I would not give any onus to Shadi.com because uh, the character of the person doesn't depend on the website. So the profile which used to come from this website, that was horror. What to say? It would be a nightmare. It would be a horror. It should be horrible discussing with them, because the only part they wanted to discuss was sex. That's it. These people have not even been married, but because the way their discussion would go, they would say, "We want to know about you." Yes, if you want to know about us, then you'll know. Try to find out what are our likes, our dislikes. That's it. And what is that we're expecting from life? What is that we're expecting from marriage? That's it. But the discussion would always go in that different direction, and such pathetic. So I understand, my sympathies with all those girls who are going through that kind of experience where men only talk about sex. There is no need to talk about it till the time you have really narrowed down on the girl with whom you are planning to get married. Okay? And that part will come later, but it's a nightmare to talk to boys who are, you know, their head is not in place, where the mind is so corrupt. So it's because of this hardships only. This is my testimony, you know, because 10 odd years it took me to find a girl. And where? Shadi.com only. And my husband had just come to Pune. He had shifted to Pune because he had got a job in Pune, and just one signal away from my place. And for 10 years I'm searching, grooms. But at the right time, God brought the right person in my life. And then the person who was supposed to get married in the year in which I was supposed to, the time which I was supposed to, at that particular time he came to Pune, and he was working exactly one signal away from my place. So when the proposal happened, it happened so fast. So fast. Within 1 month, everything fixed. So I think I'm a good candidate to talk about what are the things we need to, because I'm married for 13 years. So even from that perspective, I can tell better as to what things you should really look for before saying yes. Because marriage is such a decision, you cannot change them like clothes. It's a very, very big decision which affects a man and a woman plus their family members, and if they're having kids, so many people are involved, so many lives are involved, so many people's emotions are involved. And I think so it is a very serious thing wherein you just cannot jump into marriage. It's better not to be married rather than getting married and making life so complicated. I'm not saying that you should not get married, but if life is going to be mess after marriage, and if you're in such a rush to get married, I would say please stay away. Wait. If people are saying get married, and you're getting married, if that decision is a good one, then it is good one. But life will become hell if you don't get the right match, if you don't get the right in-laws. Let me tell you, even the in-laws can create problem. Even if the boy is good, in-laws will create problem. In-laws are good, boy will create. Boy is good, money will create problem. So be very, very careful. Now when you see, He'll say, then what we should do? I will say, anytime you're getting proposal, you should put that proposal in front of God. But how will you hear from God that this proposal is yes, no? That, how I did, I'll tell you. And it's a big testimony, you see. But that we'll discuss later maybe. Let's first discuss as to what points we should be looking for. So, let's say you're a groom. You're looking for a bride. So, in any marriage, what is required is both bride and groom is required. And after they get married, what is required? They need to have a house to stay, and they need money to run the family, and they need that both boy and girl should be of good character, and they should be godly. Okay? So, the good ingredient is two person, a boy and girl, should be of good character, ethics and values. And I'm talking about character, no bad habits in both the boy and girl. No lying, no stealing, no backbiting, no saying bad words, and drinking, smoking, spending money, talking, gossiping. All these are bad habits. So both the boy and girl should have no bad habit first. Okay. Second thing, they should be God-centric. If they do not have faith on God, even such marriage cannot, succeed, because when times are bad, your faith in God only will keep you strong. Because always things will not be good. There may be some situations, maybe you lose a job, maybe there is a financial setback, maybe that you have financial loss, maybe that you have a health problem, maybe there is a family problem. So when people who are dependent on God, who have strong faith in God, they will not go in depression, they will not lose hope. So these are the things which you need to look for. The partner with whom I'm going to get married, are they having faith in God? Do they keep God as first place in their life? Or they are like dependent on the money? So if you think that you are God, or if you think that the person with whom you're going to get married, he or she thinks that they are God, they're very independent. Being independent is good, but it should be dependent on God, and then through God everything. But if you say everything I can do, I don't require God also, that's bad. So what is the first thing we need to look into is whether the boy or a girl, for whatever search you are doing for bride or groom, whether they God-centric. Very, very important. Very, very important. Very, very important. So even if in looks they can be, if they're not fair, if they don't have sharp features, they can still ignore. If they are dumb, let's say, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying bad about any person, but some people are intelligent, some people have high IQ. So comparison, I'm saying, not everybody is good only, but due to some reason they can have some problems. So you can still ignore all this, but you cannot ignore a main character that who are that, whether they are God-centric or people-centric. If they are God-centric, such people will always be a good life partner. They will be always supportive. They will always, I will not say supportive, but they will be good. How to say? Good human being. That is primary. The second thing, if you're checking your education and job and money and salary, everything matches, then next step, you're when you're thinking about salary, if the boy is going to get married, does he have house? If he has house, what is the relationship between him and his parents? Will his parents create problem after marriage? Because in my case, even though I was in Pune and my husband was going to stay in Pune, my in-laws, they are pathetic, let me tell you. Because the because they wanted that their son should get married as per their wishes, and that wishes was not completing even when till the time he was 35. They were not searching for him. So there was some mental problem, and then later on they thought that if I had my own house, so they thought it's good, we will go and stay there, we'll be free. So we were not aware of all this. So I don't want to talk on that, but what I want to say is, check the relationship between the groom and the parent. Whether after marriage, after marriage you're planning, if you're going to go and stay with the in-laws, whether the in-laws are good. Do verification from the background verification from people around. Don't jump into getting married. It is not about boy only. Same goes for boy also. But boy is not going to go and stay with the girl's parents. But still, if you want to know whether the girl will create problem after marriage, then do verification whether the girl is from a good family, whether the background has some issues, whether the father is good, whether his mother is good, whether there was, a lot of things, whether the parents were having good marriage, whether the parents were having multiple relationship, extramarital affair, blah blah blah. Very important. All these points are very important. If you would have to, if I would not been in ministry, I would not have told all this. But since I'm in ministry, I know now how curses can come upon the children. So if you don't want to suffer because of the parents, because of what somebody did in your father's bloodline, mother's bloodline, and the girl with whom you're going to get married, or the boy with whom you're going to get married, their parents have done some things which are not good, then you have to be very careful. That is why people in earlier days, they were checking everything. They were doing it through astrology, but we are not supposed to do with astrology, but we can do background verification. Or if you're spiritually strong, ask God to reveal, expose the the internal details of the family with whom you are planning to get married. And certainly God shows, because that God did that with me. In my case, since the boy was good, I did not bother at that is what I'm saying. At that point, for me, I saw that men were, they were really creepy. So when I got a good proposal, I was not thinking, and I was going to stay in Pune, so I never was going to plan. I was never going to go to my Chennai, where my husband's parents stayed, and I would be visiting them. Or I had no plans. Actually, I never thought about it. So it was not like that. Okay, I'll never go. I had no plans like that. I never thought about it so much. For me, at that point is, how people think, we want to get married. We want to get married now. Our age is going. I was 35. For me, okay, I can stay. But again, I'm saying, don't jump into marriage, because you cannot change this thing. Once done, why we have to go for that divorce? 5 years of divorce case running, financial loss, because lawyers are having fun at your money. Somebody else is enjoying, you are crying, and you're not having a good life. Your emotional life is in jeopardy, your financial life is into jeopardy, you're not able to do your professional life is into jeopardy. Why did we get married in first place? Why do we get married? We want happiness, but we are not gaining any happiness. So what's the point? So what is that which creates problem is people. What creates problem is money, character, character of the boy, character of the girl. That is revealed only when they start staying together. So this revelation can be given by God. But how it has to be done now, I teach all this, but people will say, oh, she wants to, So this cannot be told in 1 minute. It's a training. These are all training. You want to learn from me, you can ask me, because I don't have time so much. Even now it is 3 o'clock that I'm making this video in the night. So I was thinking about making this video for so many years. Now it is 13 years that I'm thinking about making this video, but today I'm making, and maybe it's God's timing. 13 years, yeah. For 13 years I'm thinking that I want to make a video about my journey, about what I went through. I'm still not told many things. If I start telling you, you'll feel crying. If I start telling you how Reba Kuli Malaka Reba Sama, I don't want to tell, because that's not important, because those things have gone. Those 10 years were real bad. I don't want to think about it. But I don't want others to go through that. The mental trauma, emotional trauma. I don't know what boys may be going through, because I'm not a boy, and the girl has not interacted with me, and the girl has not cheated me, so I cannot be in that position to say. But as a girl, I know what I've gone through, and I know what other girls are going through. Even boys may be having. See, for a boy, a girl chatting and saying it's about sex, it's very rare. But for girls, boys always, 90% boys talk about that nonsense thing. You are not even, we have not even chosen each other, and you start talking all that rubbish. That is rubbish before marriage. Unless you are getting married to that person, you don't have to talk about it. But when there are some people who are only, those whose mind is not in place, whose character is not matured. So coming back to what is those? So first thing, God-centric. Second thing, both the boy and girl should have good character, no lies, no cheating, no stealing, no gossiping, no backbiting. Character, very, very important. Ethics, values. They don't have ethics, values. If you both don't have, that is a separate thing. But one is having, one is not having, no. Third thing, verification of the girl and boy's family also. Verification of boy and girl, and after that, family. Then verification of the relationship that the boy has with his parents, the girl has with the parents. Very important. If they have such a relationship, why they have such a, you should know, because it's going to affect. Then finances, house. If you don't have house, how you're going to manage to stay after marriage? Are you going to take the rent? If you are going to take rental, who's going to pay the rental? Is it that is the boy having the money to take the house on rent? If not, are you going to share? A lot of things. I think I'll come with another video. A lot of other things are also, but these are the primary things right now which is coming in my mind. I'll come with another topic. I'll come with other details in the next video. But looking at this, I feel there's a need for having a good, matrimonial, group, or a matrimonial, helpers who will help you in searching the right partner, and they will give you a right platform where the boy and the girl are not getting cheated, they're not getting harassed with each other, there is no fake. So we have started a group on FB, and as a TOC AGM Christian Matrimonial Group, where I am the moderator, and so we do not allow wrong people to be there in the group. We are not allowing old people to be there in the group. We are not allowing, you know, there are a lot of checks which we are keeping, so that both the boy and the girl should have a very good, I want to say, experience when they're on this platform. Life should not become a hell because of some person speaking evil about you. You should not have, because it's an emotional trauma. To come out of that emotional trauma, it's very difficult. So when you want to look, you're looking for a bride or a groom, you can, there are links given in the group. Go on that link and upload your profile. And what is the next thing is that when we get profiles, we'll match your profile with a particular groom that is there in the group, or the that is not only in group, but we will share it with the pastor which we know. Okay. And once the profile is matching, education wise, you know, uh, the education wise or denomination wise, because everybody, some are RC, some are born again, some are Protestant. So we will check on that level first, you know, education, looks wise, education wise, salary wise, everything will match, and then we'll share the profile. So there is work involved here. Okay. So when we get profile, we see the details, we spend time upon it, and we check who for, you know, we check the expectation that is mentioned there, and then we'll map it with the right person whose expectation and the expectations are matching. Then only we'll share the profile with the bride and groom. Let's say they say yes, we are interested in going for this profile. Then we'll have a conference call where you all can talk to each other. Let's say you all say that, you know, we liked, you know, we liked each other, and we would like to share the details. We want to chat. At that point, if you want the personal details, then you have one option is only that for that particular personal details you can pay for, or you can pay for matchmaking fees, which 20,000 is a matchmaking fees, wherein you will pay that fees only when you get a proposal, when you get a profile which you are going to get married to. So you are not going to pay any money before you get a profile where whom you're planning to get married to. So till that point, all interaction is going to happen with we being in picture. Okay. Because you don't want to share, but you don't want to pay the money, don't pay the money. Till that point, we will be in the picture. The day you say that I want to know, I want to get the personal details because I think this is matching, everything will be in the conference call. You want to talk to the girl, you want to talk to the boy, you can do that. But you want personal details and you want to start chatting, then you can pay for that. But to get that information, the profile information, we can take that information. But when you start chatting with each other, if there's some problem with misunderstanding between you, you are responsible for that. We are not responsible. And anyways, even verification, background verification and everything, it is your responsibility to check. If you want that we should do the background verification, that part can come after the marriage, after the when you fix the profile and you say okay, this profile seems to be good, now we want to go ahead. So that's a separate service wherein you want to do background verification of the family, whether they're good, whether blah blah blah. That's a separate service. Okay, for that there will be charges, because going to the groom's place and checking blah blah blah, doing the checking at various levels. We have to do some verifications. It's a service, so you can hire us for that also. That you don't want to pay. Because when we have said 20,000 you have to pay for matchmaking fees, people are thinking that we are sitting here for doing charity. This is a service which we are giving, wherein we are becoming that platform where you don't have to go through so much trauma. So we do the verification. Verification in the sense whether the profile is good. We will not allow you to talk to people who are, jerks, because it's a waste of time to talk to jerks. So the profile which is coming to you is only because we will be talking to both the bride and groom before even the profile is shared. If you feel that they are not good, the profile will not be shared at all. Okay, so there is a lot of work is going, so there is work involved. So we are not doing anything free of charge. So you don't compare this with Shadi.com, because Shadi.com or any matrimonial site where there is no involvement of people, they are just putting profile. You do your verification, you do whatever. Because when I was on Shadi.com, so many fake profiles I reported, literally 10 to 20 fake profiles I have reported to those people, instead of they doing verification. But how they will do something verification? There's so many profiles are there on that picture. But in our case, for every profile we are going to do. That is why we are not doing any other matchmaking. We are doing only for Christian matrimonial. And for us, if we are able to, if we are able to get people married, the right people get married, that's a big achievement. We don't want any. This is not a place for earn. This is like a service that we want to do, but in a good, a very good service you want to give, where the person, the boy and the girl should not go through the trauma of searching, proposals, where they're getting cheated and where they're getting insulted and all that stuff. So if you are interested in our matrimonial service, and you feel that, you can go to TOC AGM Christian Matrimonial Group on Facebook, and there's a link mentioned, a Google Forms link mentioned. Upload your profile there, and then only all the process starts. After that, you get in touch with us. Everything is given there. WhatsApp number may be there, the email ID may be there. Everything is. But first step, without your profile, we will not do any discussion, because we don't have so much time to talk. So without seeing a profile, we don't want to talk anything. Okay. God bless you so much, and we wish you best. You get a best boy or a girl, a best life partner, and you have a very good, happy married life. God bless you so much. Thank you.